My name is Seth Morrison, and I'm an American skier from Colorado.
I start by editing Seth's interview, as it will be the basis of my video. It was filmed with 2 cameras, so I create a multi-camera sequence. I first select the shot from the camera that has the lavalier mic connected, because that's the sound I want to use. The other is the control sound, which Premiere Pro uses to synchronize the 2 angles based on the audio. Both files are in 8K, but I'm going to edit them to a 4K sequence, so I can crop as I want. I enlarge the audio track to see the silence between words, and I cut the 8 tracks I want to use.
I'm an American skier from Colorado.
I recreate the sentences to keep only a few seconds.
And it's been storming quite a bit over here in Europe, so it'll be pretty good.
To hide the cuts, I switch from one axis to another and change the sizes. I enhance the sound with the automatic tools of Premiere Pro. If needed, I add a denoise filter. I create a new sequence, which this time will be the edited film, still in 4K 30. It has to be shorter than a minute for social media. The attention time keeps getting shorter and shorter. On the timeline, I start by creating the soundtrack. I edit music samples to create the mood. In the middle, I insert a few seconds of interview.
My name is Seth Morrison.
I organize the types of sound by tracks. Once this structure is done, I lock it. Now I'm going to fill it with the shots I've pre-selected. I copy them from one sequence to another. To grab the attention of the viewers who are overwhelmed with videos, I start with the most spectacular shot. Then I create the introduction, add more interview, and put the action. The rhythm must vary. Most of the shots were filmed at 60 or 120 frames per second, so I can play with their speeds. If I want to slow down the whole shot, I use the speed function. For shots at 120 frames, I can apply a slow motion at a quarter of the real speed. But if I want to change the time gradually, I do it with a speed line to create a slowdown. On action like this, it's really fun to play with the speed. I put together shots that are different enough. That's why I filmed a lot, trying to vary the angles and sizes. Between 2 actions, I like to play with the movement. A move continues from one shot to the next. It's more fluid for the viewer. I adjust the duration with my 2 favorite shortcuts, W and Q, which trim and ripple the end or the beginning of the shot. I follow the music beats but vary so that the shots don't have the same length, otherwise it gets boring. I reframe those which are bigger. I stabilize those that move too much. I adjust the audio level so that everything is around -6 dB. The voice must be clear over the ambience and music. I like to use the gain tool because I can see the effect on the waveform. I cut the music sections over the voice to lower them, and I add a fade to smooth out the transitions.
My name is Seth Morrison.
I keep the ambient sound, but I turn it down really low. I add audio crossfade on all the shots. It helps the cuts not to clash.
It's been storming quite a bit, so it'll be pretty good.
95% of videos on social media are watched silent, but that doesn't mean you have to forget the sound.